Hello, hello everybody. This is Michelle with Stampin' Butterfly. I hope you guys are having a good day. I am here tonight on Thursday for another free card making class called Make It Monthly. So each month we get together on the third Thursday and we put together some projects and I'll teach you a little bit of stamping. So I'm a US demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And these are my things I love to share with you guys. So today we will be doing 2 cards and a little box. So these aren't ones that you actually have to die cut. They come pre-die cut and you just assemble and decorate. So I'll show you how to put those together, and they are a great option for putting together little gift packages for friends and family. And then the other thing we're going to talk about today is some of the stamps we're using are part of our 24-hour stamp special. So today until I think it's 11:59 Mountain Time. Don't hold me to that. Make sure you shop early. But we have a great stamp sale. All the annual catalog stamps are 15% off. So I'll point out which ones I'm using that are on sale, and then also we're going to use the Yeti. And he has a special die set that's only available in September. So I will show you a little bit about that, show you how to use him, and let's take a quick look now. All right, so the Yeti that we are using is part of our Perfect Partners, and this is running just in September or until supplies run out. So if you have a favorite stamp set from our annual or mini catalog, and it's one of these 6, there's Trimming the Tree, Birthday Piggy, Waterfall Dies, the Yeti that we're going to use tonight, Fresh Cut Flowers, and Apple Blossoms. So they are normal stamp sets, and right now we're running the 10% off bundle for the month of September, and they've come out with specialty dies that will cut out your images so you don't have to fussy cut. So that is totally awesome. The stamp sets that we're going to use tonight that are on sale in the annual catalog are Tech Support and wait, no, Yeti's not on sale tonight, but he does come discounted with the dies in the bundle. Where's my other one? Here we go. The Flowering Tulip. So both of these you can purchase today from my store. The website's at the top if you're interested, and they are 15% off. So I'll show you some fun cards that we're going to make tonight with these, and then you'll be able to see if it's something that you need for your crafting stash. Now, let's see. Let's take a quick peek at the projects. Oh, let me pop over to comments and make sure I'm in the right place. I'm talking away. If you are here, please drop me a hello and where you're watching from. Since I can't see who's out there, I'd love to know if you're here joining me live. If you watch the replay, drop me a hello as well. That'd be cool to see who's here. So tonight we'll be making this fun masculine card, or it could be feminine, but it's definitely not flowery, so it's a great card you could use for guys. And then the little Yeti, and he's got an embossing folder too. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see, I need the right angle and the light. So this is our whimsical tree, and we'll take a look at that. All right, so I think we'll start with our robot card. Now the cute robot on here is actually not part of the stamp set, the Tech Support. It is in one of our all-inclusive kits. So what I did, let's take a look at the comments. Hi Hannah, thanks for joining me. So what I did is there's this comment in here, and this is the thing that I always dislike when I'm trying to get to a website. It makes me type all those weird things and are you not a robot? So it's a card for you. Check the box, I'm not a robot. And then I thought it was kind of funny to put the robot on there. And then the I'm thinking, and you got that little swirly thing going on. So there's some other fun ones in here. There's Control Z, oops, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear you have a virus. Error 404, age not found. Happy birthday. Thanks for fixing my computer, which I'm going to have to make a bunch of those for my husband. And then a bunch of 010s. And you autocomplete me. You are my 1 to my 0. And then you capture my heart. So that one's kind of a fun one too. And then there's some keys, like computer keys and a little digital heart. So we're going to use this stamp set. And I've pre-cut some of our pieces. Save a little time. Let's see. Hi Sherry, I'm glad you're here too. All right, oh, let me show you the robot. So I might have left, oh no, good, I put the stamp set in here. So one of our all-inclusive kits, so you can order these on the store. They're not in the catalog. They just show up on the online store when they're in stock. is called Robot Buddies Kids Card Kit. And it is an adorable stamp set. It comes with everything. So it comes with your stamps, 2 ink spots, all your doodads. It has like eyeballs in this one. And this one actually has some stickers. So this is fun too. And then it die cuts everything out for you. It has the envelopes and card bases. And the instructions are in this packet too. Oh, and it comes with a block. So literally you have everything you need to make your card kit. So what I did is I made this one because it's a cute kit to use with the kids or to actually just have some fun boy cards. So I pulled the robot out of that. There's 2 robots in here actually. There's another one right there, if you guys can see with the lighting. So I put that one in there, and there's some gears. So this one's a lot of fun. If you have kids that are into robotics too in middle school and high school, that would be kind of a fun card. So this is the guy we're gonna make. Let's see, I need some parts. Okay, good. I don't have to do any die cutting on this one. It's more stamping and assembly. So let's take our pieces out. And hopefully I have everything I need. If not, I'll run around and grab it. It's been one of those days. So hopefully we have all the stuff we need. So this paper actually that I'm using is part of our every season, I think it's called. And it's kind of a hidden gem in the mini catalog. So in the very back, when you host or you shop and spend $150, you can get this beautiful Celebrate Everything designer series paper. It's 12 by 12, and there's 48 sheets in there. So you can use your Stampin' Rewards and purchase this. And there's a lot of holidays on one side, and then like this one has Halloween and then some patterns and things. So it's an amazing pack of paper. It's like one of my favorites. Let's see, let's get some grid paper out. So there's the card we're gonna make. Now we are using a smoky slate card base. And I used some stitch rectangles for this one, so I die cut that piece out for us already. And then this one is actually our deckled rectangles, and these are kind of cool. Let me put them up here, see if you can tell. So they are actually kind of zigzaggy on the edge, so they're not like an even cut, which at first I wasn't sure if I was going to like, but then once I started seeing everybody using it, I decided, oh, I had to have that. And it gives it a fun little look too without being too wonky looking. All right, so we have our card base. We have some random strips of paper. I think this is like maybe 1.5 inches, and then these are like a 1/2 inch strip. And one's slightly different than the other for size, just to give it a little variation. So those are the pieces we'll be using. And then our ink, I decided to go 1 shade darker. So instead of using the coordinating smoky slate, I went with basic gray. And then the Pacific Point, which coordinates with that paper color. So here's the dies, just to give you a quick look. So the deckled rectangles, they all layer inside of each other. So they give you a really fun look. And we're going to use them on the Yeti card as well. You'll see I die cut with that. So if you have questions along the way, now that I found my comments, feel free to drop them and I will try to answer them for you as I go along. All right, so let's do our stamping. We'll start with the blue. Now let's do the robot first. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to start from the bottom all the way up. I don't want his feet to fall off the bottom of the card. So we'll start from the bottom. Okay, so he's a 2-part robot. He has the bottom side and then his little head. So we're going to ink him up. And this is a solid photopolymer, so we'll see if it comes out good. Sometimes you do better if you have our piercing mat to go underneath these. You'll get a more solid stamped image. So let's see. That looks pretty good. And his little face. Okay, we're going to ink it up. Make sure it's, oh, it was almost upside down. Okay, make sure he's right side up. And then line him up. There we go. I need my little chamois here to give them a quick clean so I don't get the ink on everything. All right, I think that's all we need for the gray. So let's go ahead and close that up. And then we'll open our Pacific Point. And do a little stamping on this one. So this one is going to be I'm Thinking of You. And the little spiral. Let's see. Okay, I think I got a good amount of ink on there. Stamp down and then straight up. All right, Give that a little twisting clean. And then a card for you. I am not a robot. So when you're inking up your stamp and you're not sure if you have enough ink, you can always flip it over and take a look. And I don't know if you can tell on screen, but if you kind of angle it, you'll see that it looks wet and that it's got good ink coverage. If it doesn't, you can just tap it in your ink pad again. Try to put a little more. Or if it's too much in one spot, you could also just clean it and start over. All right, there we go. So now we have our stamping done, and we're just going to assemble our little card. This is a really fun stamp set, and I'm finally getting to use it. I bought it a little bit ago, and it's been on my wish list of things to play with. All right, so let's get our liquid glue, and I'm just going to kind of guesstimate where I want. Let's see. I think I like the long one on the top and the short one down here. So I kind of guesstimate where I want it to be. You know, you can lay it out in your pieces depending on what kind of spacing you want for that. So you can kind of, you know, play with it, decide what layout you like, and then you can glue it down. So where's the silicone mat? Almost did it again. Getting glue on everything. All right, so we'll use our silicone mat. That way if we get glue on things, it's not so bad. Like right now I've got a lot of glue on that spot. I could always just wipe a little on there to take some off. That way it doesn't ooze out on my card. And then we'll put this one on there. You can see the other side of this blue paper. Oh look, I went right off onto my paper, darn it. So much for the silicone mat. Okay, well, so put it all the way on your silicone mat. Oh, now I have a sticky spot. Okay. So make sure you use the whole silicone mat. Don't go off the edge, it defeats the purpose. All right. And then this one, oh, goodness gracious. See, it's one of those days I didn't bring my rubber eraser over here. So I do have a little rubber eraser that will fix my big gluey mess. So maybe we put the robot in the middle to cover that up. Oh, I got sticky fingers too, goodness. All right, push them down. You can come back once it dries and clean it off. Get some dimensionals. Let's see, do we like the robot in the middle? We can just cover that darn spot. Maybe we want to change it up. Then you won't even know I have a gap. We could just be, where's that sticky spot? I think we'll keep it similar. But that's what's fun about stamping. You can create anything you want with your card and no two look alike depending on your precision. All right, so let's see. I think we'll stick with that. Similar layout. Pull our little backings off. See, I'll teach you what not to do. Oh, I didn't even check to make sure my card's not up and down. So let's just peek and make sure. Ooh, it opens the right way. All right, that's a plus. Telling you. All right, and little robot guy, we'll put you over here. Now to finish it off, since it's not a girl card and it doesn't need to be blingy necessarily, we have these classic matte dots. And I always forget to use these, so the gray I just thought was a really good match. So we're going to just use our take your pick tool, and we're going to pop a couple of these off and stick them on the card. So you can use the pointy side or you can use the sticky side, this gooey side, to pull off your gems. Some of them peel off better with, you know, certain, with the sticky or the pointy. But it seemed to do pretty good for that one. All right. So I will just make a mess. You guys don't want to see what my room looks like after the video, once I move all my stuff around. Okay, so card number 1. That one's pretty quick and easy. There you go. And I did a little bit different spacing on these, but again, you can change your card up any way you like. All right, so let's set that one aside. Let's see what we are going to do next. Do we want to do, let's do the box. All right, so for this one, I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. All right, so our boxes come in a big package. Let me grab some of these. Let's see. So they come in this big package, and you just need to assemble them, so that's awesome. All right, so and they are food safe, although they have like holes on the side, so don't use stuff that's going to fall out in the holes. So they get 8 in the box in your packaging. And we are going to use the thank you stamp. So we're going to change the color up. So let me show you the box again. So this is the box we're going to make, but we're going to do it in pink. I'm in a pink mode today. And you can see we have pink on the other card too with the Yeti. All right, so I'm going to take out my pieces and then we'll talk about how we do it. All right, so I am using polished pink ribbon and polished pink ink. I love that everything matches for Stampin' Up. I don't have to think about it. Polished pink cardstock. And then the flowers are different shades of pink, and they come from the paper. Iridescent gems. All right, I pre-cut the circle for us to save a little time. So we just need to grab our photopolymer stamp out of here. And this stamp that I bought, well, I like the flowers too, but I love this round sentiment. We don't have too many that are like this. So I like to have that versatility. So you just take your stamp out. And let's see, well, there's not that much stamping in this one. So we'll just start with the stamping. The paper that we're using is the Hues of Happiness. So the stamp set is from the tulip, but the paper flowers are from a particular suite in the catalog, which is Blossoms of Happiness. So I've got a messy pack of paper. It is well loved, and I think I just dropped a bunch of flowers out there all over. So the dies in this set will cut out these flowers and the leaves for you. So let me show you. You can see like they cut them out. So I just did that in advance to save us a little time. And the colors in this are really bright. I've used them on quite a few cards. So there's flowers on one side, and then there are bright colors on the other. Very rainbow. So if you're interested, take a look at that one. And then I'll show you quick the dies. So here are some of the flowers and the leaves. So these will cut out the paper. And then this, if you've seen anything on Pinterest with a little, it looks like a little like your notebook paper. This gives you the fun niches on that, and then some intricate die cutting, kind of like that. Is that what that other die will do for you? All right, so I just decided what we were going to use. Let's do a little stamping. So we're going to use our polished pink ink. And now these pads are juicy, so you don't want to ink them up too hard because you'll get ink all over the outside. And if you do, you should probably wipe it down in case your stuff rocks. And what's nice is we have the layering circle dies, so this coordinates with so many different ones. This die is actually not from that. It's from the, I think it's He's All That. It's one of the sentiments in that guy's stamp set. All right. So it says, you are so thoughtful, thank you, and then you are so thoughtful. All right. So you could, if you wanted, color. Like we're going to put some cardstock behind it, but you could use your sponges, you could color this, you could use your markers. The annual catalog, actually, let me show you real quick, has some fun ideas before we start putting ours together. I think I tagged it. Let's see. Okay, so here's the tulips, and they are on sale too today in the 15% off sale. Here's our tech supports on page 82. If you have, there we go. If you have your annual catalog, and they're also online, obviously you can see them on there. So here is the little box treats we're using. So here they just use their blending brush. You can see right here, and they colored them solid. But you could even do rainbow colors on them. And then if you're trying to find them in the catalog, they're under our packaging section. And we have a lot of great packaging in here. So if you don't love to make your own boxes and you want something quick and easy to make pretty gifts that you want to give somebody, that is the way to go. You don't have to cut them all up. All right, so they already have some scoring done for us, so we're just going to fold on the score line for all of these. And let's see. So the tape, and they already put the 3M tape on there for you. Look at that. All right, so we're just going to fold the score lines, and you could burnish them with your bone folder too if you wanted to make them nice and crisp. So do that. And did I do this one yet? I don't think so. All right, there we are. So before we glue it together, I trimmed up this piece of paper and I jotted down the dimensions for you. So it's 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And what it does is I can put it behind this so it pops out some color there. You could also, like I said, color it your own or just leave it empty. But I like the way the color comes out. So we're going to do a little curling. So we're going to loosen up the fibers in our paper by using our bone folder. It makes it easier to manipulate it. All right. And then, since this has to bow a little, we're going to do it on this too. Because you can leave your box open or you could use those 2 holes and put ribbon on it. So we're going to put ribbon. So you want to gently just work your paper a little bit. You can work the back of it a little also. All right. So this is how, let's test it and make sure we remember how to build the box. So tape's here, so these are going to go on the inside. I think I need to crease this one better. This guy needs a little more. All right, there we go. There. Okay, so these are going to go on the inside. Your sticky tape is going to go on the outside, right? So there's the tape. So that's going to assemble there. You want to try to make sure your corners are square. And then you just do them in sections. So you want to make sure it's nice and flat so your box stays. But before we do that, we're going to put our paper on there. So let's try that silicone mat again and see if I actually use it correctly. So we're going to go ahead and just add some dabs of glue. And you don't want to use a lot because you don't want it to ooze out of the little laced areas. Oops, don't go up too high because your paper doesn't go all the way up. So I'm just trying to find the big easy areas. Put a little dots on there. Let me know if you guys have questions. All right, I think that looks good. Wait, did we do this spot? I don't think we did. Let's give it a little glue. Okay, so now we're just gonna lay this on, kind of line it up to cover the area. Just give it a good press. And then there you go. So now you can see, oh, the holes are covered. You could leave your box open like that. You don't have to if you have big stuff sticking out. Or you take your handy dandy old-fashioned office tool, your hole punch, and we're just going to go ahead and hole punch it. So you just line it up and hole punch it. And this isn't any fancy size. It's like Office Depot. Well, it's not even Office Depot. It's a million years old. It's from one of the office supply stores. So that's all you need. It's not like a fancy crafty one. I mean, you could use your crafty ones, but it's a pretty good size hole. It's not my little tiny ones. All right, wait, don't like those little pieces. Okay, so now we're getting closer. We could assemble the box, or maybe we will put our little doodads on the front. So let's take a look at that. So I want to put the circle there and then decide how I want to lay out the flowers. Let's look at the original one that I did. So I kind of want to overlap them. I'm going to use some, that covers that. So maybe I want it this way. That kind of looks nice. I'm going to use some dimensionals, and then I'll use some glue dots to add a few extra leaves. Oh, there goes the bow. All right, let's fix that. Okay, I think I like that. So now we just have to find the dimensionals. And we'll start with, let's see, I think I'll start with this guy. So I'm going to put 3 on here to pop it up. And what's nice is it's not a card, so you don't have to worry about how nice and puffy it is. Because you're going to hand this to somebody. It's not going to try to go through the mail unless you're putting it in another box. Okay. And then these can hang off the side too. It gives it kind of a fun look. And if you don't like it, you could always peel it back off. So let's put some glue dot, some dimensionals on here first. And let's see, we got to figure out which way to turn it to give the flower a good look. I think I like that angle. So now you want to be sure not to put them on here because you might pick the outside. So in this case, sometimes it's better to put the dimensional on the place you want to mount the flower. So that way you know, hopefully it covers it and doesn't fall off the side. So I'm trying to keep the sentiment so I don't mess that up. Let's see. Yeah, I like the flowers coming off. And you can test it along the way. And that's pretty. Okay, let's make sure, did I catch that one? See, that one overlaps a little bit. That's okay. So on this one, I probably could have put the dimensionals on the box. And here's some leaves. So let's decide, where do we want some leafy leaves? How many do we want? Just got to play with it. Maybe down here. What do you think? Where should I? Oh, I like that one down there. And then I think this one is good up here. Okay, so we're just going to use a few glue dots. If you have your paper pumpkin kit, you probably have like 500 little glue dots. You could use those. Or you can use the ones we sell in the catalog. And then I'm just going to put it on the corner and stick it to the flower. Same thing with this one. Put it on here. And so these boxes are great if you have, you know, you want to make your stuff pretty, so you buy something cute at the dollar store or, you know, wherever you're shopping. You're at Target in the fun spot and you want to give somebody a present. It looks so much prettier when you put it in packaging like this. Or you can buy some chocolate and Aldi and put some, you could probably put some good candy bars in there too. You could load that up. All right, that looks good. Okay, so let's start assembling our box. And this tape is pretty sticky, so try to line it up to where you want it before you let go. So I'm going to try to put it in the crease right there. And it's hard on camera because I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it. All right, I think that looks square. And let's see, and we'll do this side next. Fold it in. Seems good. I didn't push it down really hard yet, but again, I don't know that it'll really move anyway because it is pretty sticky. So now the other thing to consider, if you're fussy, which way, well, I guess the tabs go both ways, so it doesn't really matter. I was going to say you might want to decide which is the front or the back of the box, but there's only lace on one side. So that is the front in general. All right, so we got our last piece right there. And you can use your bone folder too to help you bend on the pieces. All right, so now we're going to use, the easiest way to do it is use your round side of your bone folder, and you can just kind of slide it in there and push down. So this sticky glue takes, bend our little flower over so I can get in there. Then we're good. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. Now we have to finish decorating. So we need some gems. These iridescent gems are gorgeous. Totally love these. Since it's a big box, I think we'll use the really big ones because these are kind of big when I mail cards. I don't always use these guys. And we're just gonna place them around so we could decide where we want them. Oh, this looks like a flower center. Let's put one here. It's kind of cool. You always want to do them in groups of 3. So let's see, do I want one here? Well, that's kind of cool up top. And then maybe one here at the bottom. So always odd numbers. It could be 3, 5, you know, however many gems you want to go wild with. And then make sure they're pressed down. Ooh, that's fun. See, now they look pinkish just because of the iridescent colors they pick up. And they're the same ones I used on this. So you can see they're a little iridescent on here too. All right, so now we just need to put our box together. We fold the flaps in, and then we're going to get these to attach with our ribbon. So we're going to curl this a little more with our bone folder so it meets a little easier. So we're just loosening up the paper fibers. All right. Kind of give it a little bendy. All right. And I guess I really like this ribbon because it's almost gone. So let's see if we have enough to tie our box. I'm just going to run it through. Got to decide how much ribbon I need. Bow tying is always a challenge. We'll see how it goes on video. Let's see. Then I got to make a loop and a thing. There might be like a standard size to cut ribbon, but we're just going to go with this. All right. Put it in this way. And there we go. And it's nice to have long tails if you have a lot of ribbon. You could do that. Like that other ribbon I used on the other box has, it's like a metallic thread. So it ties a little different. This ribbon I love. I think some of it was on sale last week. So you can fuss with your tails. I might have tied it, let's see, make them go the direction you want them to. So you can play with these. And then maybe a little smaller bow. I like the bow smaller. There we go. Voila. Perfect. All right, and then you could trim the tails depending on how long you like them. I kind of like them long, but they're a little crooked, so I'll just give them a little snip. All right, move our little trash off to the side. All right, you'll have to tell me which color do you like better. This one is the Orchid Oasis, which is one of our new in colors, and then this is Polished Pink, which is an in color from last year. So there's our two little boxes. All right, we are down to our last project, and I need to make some space because that one we're going to do some die cutting and embossing, and I'm going to have to bring the machine up here. All right, we'll scooch all this aside. Let's take a quick look at the card again. So this is our little Yeti, and these are iridescent, and they almost look pink. They pick up the pink a lot, are some iridescent snowflakes. So let's take a quick look at where these are on the catalog. So the Yeti is in the catalog, and like I said, the dies are special. So you can order those now. So the iridescent stars are on page 17 of the mini Christmas catalog, the holiday catalog. And then the embossing folder we're going to use is over here. It's the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. And it kind of gets lost in the catalog. So if you were kind of flipping through, you might not have even seen it because it's down here, and then they've used it in a couple places and throughout the catalog. They used it over here, and that's where the Yeti is. It's across from him. So if you like to fussy cut, you can cut them out, or if you like to use the dies, then now is the time to pick those guys up. All right, let's see. I think that's all I needed to show you in there. Let's get the stamp set. So that's the stamp set. You guys saw that. Let's take a look at what the dies have so you can see what comes in here. All right, so I cut some extra scarves and hearts. So I think there's a die for just about every shape. So the scarf isn't a stamp, but it's like an embossed scarf. It has little stitching. So there's like a snowflake for each, little white snow tops to go on the little mountains. There's like a window cut out here, which is kind of fun. And then the little presents. So there's a die for those. There's a die for the mug. Huh, I wonder what that is. That's weird looking. I'm not sure what that guy does. It's only a piece. I don't know. I'll have to look into. Oh, you know what? I think that's what that's for. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Let's see. That looks like his arm, doesn't it? I think that cuts a slot so you can make his little arm come off. Ooh, we could test it. Or we might just have an ugly Yeti. Maybe not. I'll test that later. And then here's a die for the little pendants. And then those are the tops. So that's the little mountain. You can cut that. Oh, and there's the bird. So yeah, there's pretty much a die for everything. So yay, no fussy cutting. All right. Don't know where they go. I'm just going to stick them in there. We need to actually use some of these dies. So wait, let's take these out. Woo! That was wild. Okay, so we're going to need these two. This is our embossing folder. It's 3D, and it has the Christmas trees in there. These are really pretty. I have already trimmed our cardstock and our decal rectangle. You can see it better on this, like with the bright color on the dark. The other one that I cut in white was a little bit harder to see. So I guess we'll stamp first, do a little coloring, and then we'll die cut and emboss. I think that sounds like a good order. All right. I always got to figure out which is the way to order things. Here's some blend markers we're going to color with, a little stamping, and I did a little die cutting already. So I cut our little sentiment tag, and his little scarf has little stitches on it, and you could even like sponge it to give it shadowing. Or you could do it in white and color it like striped for Christmas. You can make it more like traditional Christmas colors. And what's fun in this stamp set is, I'm going to use it for my son's card, but it's get Yeti to party, it's your birthday, winter wishes and holiday hugs, and is it Christmas Yeti? So I like the punny sentiments. All right, so here's our card base. Just fold that in half. Which way do I like it? I think I like to fold it this way. And bone folder, here we are. I keep losing my supplies. So Hannah, you like the blue, oh, you like the Orchid Oasis gift bag. Yeah, I know you don't like pink. I thought I might have changed your mind though. It is pretty. Okay. So let's see, we need sentiment. Let's do that first. So we're using Orchid Oasis, I think, right? Yeah. And we're just going to ink up our sentiment and stamp it on here. Now the photopolymer, you can see the ink kind of, well, maybe you can't see on video, but it kind of bubbles up a little bit. It sticks a little differently than on the orange rubber. All right, is my head in the camera? No? Okay, good. Now let's see if we are on the label. I think we are. All right, that looks good. Ooh, success. I have a pile of stamps over here. Okay, I think that's the only one we need for this color. You're not going to change your mind on pink? Come on. I remember you saying you liked something pink. Can't remember what it was. All right. And then we're going to ink up his little coffee mug. Stamp that. And then we're going to color and we'll die cut it out. Move that over there. And so now the Yeti is pretty large stamp. So you can go like this. Stick your thumb in the ink. Let's clean that off. And get it inked up. Or when you have a larger stamp, sometimes it's easier to flip your ink pad over and do it this way. Ooh, that looks like a really gooey foot. I'm going to wipe that off my chamois and re-ink that spot. Sometimes I go a little wild and you might have like one spot that seems really inky. So, all right. And the memento pad, our black one, is like a hard felt. So when you're stamping, you can push down hard with that. And where's the paper? Oh, here it is. Okay. So Yeti's going to go on here. Stamp them in the middle. Okay. Now what I like about him is you don't have to color him that much. Woohoo! I know some people like to color, and I do sometimes. But it's nice. You could color him brown and make him Bigfoot too. You cut off his little horns. I don't think Bigfoot has horns. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to do his tongue on this one, so we'll use our Stampin' Right. Give him a little pink tongue. And then, let's see, I think I used the light Tahitian Tide to color his face. So we'll do the skinny tip. So there's two tips on your blends. There's a fat tip and a skinny tip. So skinny tip for the little horns. And now you want to be careful because the ink does spread a little bit. So don't go too close to the line. And if you do, the color lifter will help with some of the overage. And then we're just going to color his face. And what's nice about using the blends versus the Stampin' Right markers, which is that skinny little marker, I just used it with the pink, is that it doesn't show this streaking as much. So they kind of blend together. That's the name. Blends. All right. So there's his little face. Oh, he's cute. what do I need? Oh, I got to color the coffee mug. And I did that in Orchid Oasis to kind of match the trim paper, but it's still a really dark color. So I'll show you. It's like, wow, it's almost like black. So we're going to color it, and then we're going to use a color lifter to take off some color. And you can leave white. I just can't. But when you're coloring and shadowing, you can leave white space. It's supposed to be good. So, oh, I left a little white space. All right, and then the color lifter will help lighten one of your cards as a background to a label. Oh. Let's see. Oh, I gotcha. All right, so now we're gonna lighten it up. It does lighten up a little bit while it's sitting, so you could use this to do shadowing in the middle and you wanted the sides to be a little darker, but I'm gonna do it this way. I don't think I brought my Wink of Stella over, did I? So on this mug, I don't know if you guys can tell, I did the Wink of Stella, so I gave it some glitter on that mug. Okay, have we done our stamping? So let's move all of this. Now we gotta make room for our die cut machine. We're gonna emboss. We're gonna take that piece and this guy. All right, let's get the machine out. I think we'll emboss first. So gonna open our machine, and these are 3D, so if you don't have the new Stampin' Up! Machine, these are thicker, so you just want to play with your sandwich that you use to make sure you have the right one and you don't force it through your machine and break it. All right, so we'll read the instructions like we do each time. 3D embossing folders, use the plate 4 and plate 1. All right, so that's all we need. Now I gotta find the paper. Okay, so we want our trees to go this direction. So we want to make sure we put the paper in the right way. And then line it up for whichever trees you like best. Let's see. I think I want those. And then when you feed it through the machine, you want to put the solid side first. It just keeps it from cracking. It'll last a little longer. And then we're going to just run it through. Let's take a look. Oh, there, you can see it now better with the light. Okay, so there's that guy. Now we're going to switch our sandwich. And we're going to do some die cutting. So we need plate 1, plate 2, plate 3. So since we're die cutting, and we might need some of that little washi tape to hold our stuff down. Let's see. Okay, don't put it on there. Put a clear plate first, or you'll make a big dent in your other one. And let's see. I don't want it to shift on me, so where's my old piece of washi? Oops, see, look, I touched it, it moved. Okay. There we go. Seems pretty good. Oh, wait, now I'm moving it too far. Ah, just stick with what I had. All right, there we go. And we probably could have run the coffee mug in at the same time. There was room, but I didn't want to press my luck. So go ahead. Pull out Mr. Yeti. Gently peel them off. I hope you don't rip my little Yeti man. Super sticky tape. Whew. Okay, he's all good. Next we'll do our coffee mug. And let's see, we're going to use this tape again to hold stuff down. Make our little sandwich and run it through. All right, now I think we're done with the machine. All right, let's finish our card. Now we just have some assembling. little tiny die. Try not to lose that. All right, there's our coffee, our Yeti. Don't look at my carpeting. Stickies everywhere. All right, what do we need? He needs a scarf, his label, another piece, and the card base. Does that look like all the pieces? Live on the edge. All right. Oh, silicone mat. Yeah, live on the edge. I made a sticky mess. All right. Where's the glue? Here we are. So we will, and there's an emboss and deboss side. So you can decide which side you like. Can't really tell on camera, but they both are really cute. I generally like the embossed side up though, where it's sticking up. And when you emboss, it's kind of lumpy, so sometimes I try to give it a little extra glue so it stays a little flatter on your paper. And then we're gonna just center it. So what I did for this piece of framing, I die cut this Tahitian tide with the decal edge, and then I just measured out a smidge more to decide what color Orchid Oasis to put on there. So I usually do like 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch. It just depends on my mood or what look I'm going for. All right, sticky spot. And then we're just gonna center it on the card. All right, I think the rest is dimensionals. I'm safe to move the silicone mat. If I know where the dimensionals are. Here we go. Oh, no way, I take it back. His scarf needs to get glued. All right, let's do that on here. Ooh. It's better if you put little dots on there, not as much comes out. Or you can just use it and drag the tip like I did. And decide where we want it. And look, I put glue there. You don't really need glue there. Wipe it off. All right. Unless you want it to stick, but I want them to pop up. So if you're gluing them flat, it'd be good on the whole scarf. Oh, you could even use your Wink Estella on his whole body and make him like super glitter guy. All right, so let's see, where do we want to put dimensionals? I'm not going to do one near his belly because he's going to have a mug. And I think that die cut is going to make his arm come out, which is like really cool. We'll have to test that. Pretty sure, because it didn't look like it cut everything. It just cut one piece. All right. That looks cute. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. I'll have to make him in more Christmassy colors next time with maybe a red scarf. So do we want to put him at a crazy angle? Nah, he's got to be symmetrical. Could have put the mug in that hand. All right, what's left? Sentiment. And then some fun snowflake star thingies. Alrighty. Ooh, upside down. Oh, it hasn't been a long day at all. All right. Move trash out of the way. And get our big pack of stars. So there's 2 sizes in here, and I guess I'll use some of the ones I just ripped off the thingy. The one I did earlier, I did a star like on the top of the tree, but this one doesn't really have a tree lined up in that spot. And then we'll use one of these big ones. And you can use your little pokey tool to pull them out, but I just use my fingernail. Could put some down there too. Or you could put some on the little tag. I just liked it on the color, so that's why I went with that. All right, so I think that's all our projects for tonight. Let's recap where we are. So we have the little computer card. We have Mr. Yeti. And then our box, wherever we put it. Here we go, the pink box. All right, so you'll have to let me know which project you like best. And let's flip them back. Let's see. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys had some fun and learned some new techniques, or at least learned how to use some of your products that you may have in your crafting stash. If you have any questions, always feel free to message me. And if you'd like to shop, my website's at the top, and I'd love to have you as a customer. Have a great night, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.